When I was growing up, I was a very abused, beaten, and battered child. My family was very tumultuous. My father played video games all day. My mother was out most of the time. My brothers didn't care that much about me. And my sisters were out getting deeply poomple-gomped down by many men in our neighborhood. And I was left to the wayside trying to have my dad pay attention to me because I craved for the attention of a strong male figure in my life. And the only things that really got his attention were video games, God of War, Devil May Cry. And one game that really garnered his attention was when I first got Monster Hunter on the PS2. When I first got Monster on the PS2, my dad was very excited. He said, "Oh, this game looks sick." He got Monster Hunter for himself, and he, through engineering and magic, was able to set up a LAN party between our PlayStations so we could play together. Me and my father beat all of Monster Hunter on the PS2, just us two. Which is incredibly difficult because the scaling of online hunts in Monster Hunter was crazy. It was difficult. It was hard. And there was an old store in Toledo, Ohio called Video Game Underground where they sold Japanese PS2s. He ended up getting Monster Hunter DOS for us. I never had the privilege of playing Monster Hunter G, but we did play Monster Hunter DOS. Very difficult game. The beauty of me playing Monster Hunter with my father was that when he was playing the game, he was quiet. He wasn't loud or vicious or angry or mean towards anybody in the household. He was silent. He talked to me. He communicated. He would tell me small anecdotes about his childhood. I learned so much about my father through playing Monster Hunter. And eventually, after all this time, we all got PSPs for my birthday, and he got me Monster Hunter Freedom. I was super excited about that. I said, "Oh, Dad, you got me Monster Hunter Freedom?" He said, "Well, I got it for me, but if you can figure out a way to get some money, you can play." I asked my sister if she could help me get some money, and she gave me $250 and said, "It's okay, little bro. I know you want to play with Dad." She got a PSP, I got a PSP, and we all played Monster Hunter Freedom together. So now I was actually having conversation with my father and my sister, something I rarely ever did. Everything was so evil and messed up. We didn't have family dinners, but we all had time to play video games with each other, specifically Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Freedom 2 comes out and I don't get the chance to play it that much. I didn't know what was going on. Then I see Freedom Unite comes out, and I bought Freedom 2 because I thought Freedom 2 was better than Unite. I thought Freedom Unite was a spinoff, so I got Freedom 2. 2 is higher than Unite, so I got Freedom 2. I beat Freedom 2 and they were playing Unite, and I discovered that my brother had gotten a PSP. And they were playing Freedom Unite together, and I said, "Hey, what's going on here? I can play with you guys too, right?" And they said, "Oh, I think so. We don't know." So I ended up getting Monster Hunter Freedom Unite because, by golly, I didn't realize that that game, for some odd, inexplicable reason, was the next version of Freedom. So now we had a team of 4 all playing together. It was very nice. And in these moments of small reprise where I got to play and see my family in their most vulnerable, I learned that we actually are a pretty good team. I sometimes forget that my family is also a part of me. We share the same DNA. My brothers and sisters were half of 2 people that we get to learn from. I'm half my father and half my mother is what I am. And they put their whole spirit and essence into me to make me. Same with my brothers, and that's why we relate to each other. We have the same mannerisms. And despite our disagreements over small preferences, we're still family. And that's a kind of bonding agent that's hard to break, even if we have disagreements or spats or breakings, even if we can't beat the creature correctly, even if I accidentally killed the creature instead of capturing it, they still understood what I was. And Monster Hunter began to save my family life. I began to look forward for when I was done with my homework and we could all play together. I began to look forward when I saw my dad coming through the driveway. When I used to fear his bellowing voice and his anger, I felt now a joy and exaltation because we would play Monster Hunter together. It was beautiful to witness this game bring us together. We played Freedom Unite all the way up until G rank, and I ended up accidentally beating G rank all on my own, and it was fun beating Yamasukami, all the joy of doing that by myself, and then them using me as a surrogate to figure out what was going on. This was the beauty and joy of Monster Hunter for me growing up. Later, I ended up getting a Wii, a red Wii specifically, the Christmas edition. I got the red Wii with the new Super Mario Brothers on it. Very happy to have it. And I had the beautiful opportunity of being the first person in my household to play Monster Hunter Tri. And at that moment, everybody in my house had to get a Wii. And it's very hard to run Wi-Fi on 4 different systems because this was the first Monster Hunter game that specifically required Wi-Fi. This was very hard. We had a bunch of lag spikes and a bunch of issues within the household, and so it was very difficult to play the game that way. But we still played, and we still had fun, and we still enjoyed each other. It was amazing. I love it. I loved it more so. And later in life, we were waiting at the Capcom reveals and witnessing us not get Portable Third, very angry about it, but we still got to play Portable Third because of the video game Underground. And then later, guess what? Oh, good news for us. We ended up actively being able to play Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate because it was coming to the US. And around that time, my dad had gotten a PS4. The PS4 was a PS4 that was Japanese, and he was able to play Monster Hunter Frontier on my PS5 Pro. I still have access to download Monster Hunter Frontier, but I can't log in. He got us all subscription fees to play Monster Hunter Frontier, and we were able to play the beginning stages of Monster Hunter Frontier as well as Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. This was our bonding agent. My dad was spending money on all of us. He was making sure we stayed together, connected as a family. And yes, there was bad spats. My parents did get divorced. My siblings ended up leaving. But whenever we felt bad about things, we would all get into a Skype call and we would all hunt about it. And that was amazing for me growing up. I loved it. It was one of the few games that, while I hated the gameplay, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I did not like the gameplay of Monster Hunter. I did enjoy the fact that my family overall would play together. This went onward to Monster Hunter 4, then Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And when Monster Hunter Generations and Generations Ultimate came out, we began to grow apart ever so slightly. And I didn't get to play with them. I didn't get to enjoy that with them. And that's sad. I didn't really know what to do. But sometimes, when I was feeling sad, and the world was crumbling around me, and I didn't know what to do. And I don't drink. I don't go to bars. I just felt destroyed. My dad would call me up and say, do you want to play Monster Hunter World? Or do you want to hook up our PS2s and play Monster Hunter? What would happen nowadays is my dad is really into Monster Hunter Wilds, and I've helped him get to high rank, and he's having a great time with the game. I don't know if my siblings still play as much. I know my elder brother does, CJ. He's a great man. But that game saved my family. Monster Hunter saved the confines and made it bearable to actually have a childhood. Fighting a creature together, fighting the big Lao Shan Lung, fighting the crabs, fighting all the creatures, fighting the elder dragons, the big elders of the game, fighting all these creatures together as friends, as family, was a bonding agent that we all connected with. I miss it. I'm nostalgic for it. And I've been playing through the Monster Hunter games on stream recently. I'm on Generations Ultimate right now, playing and just enjoying it. But it doesn't feel the same without my family for some reason. And I don't know why. Maybe I'll call them after this. I don't know. I do miss them though. I do miss them.
I'm your Nick at night, be my lower, low. Happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.